are you spending a lot of money on marketing and you're actually realizing that your sales are not going up at all? And it's quite soul destroying. It feels like you're just ripping money up and throwing it out the window. It's sort of doing your head in a little bit. If this doesn't change, what can potentially happen is that your profits are going to erode and your sales are going to go down, and you're actually going to start eating away at your profits, because if you're spending on marketing at a higher rate than your sales are actually growing, it's going to send you backwards, and that's not a good thing. So I had a client who had a actual workshop, a service division, and also a parts division. We did an analysis of where were the sales coming from. And he actually found out that all the headaches and problems were coming from the service division and causing him no end of stress. And the area that was more profitable was from the actual parts division that wasn't causing him as much stress. So what we did is shut down the service division, closed that, and have now just focused on the selling of the parts. And this has made a massive difference. Also identifying where the most profitable parts were. So I'd like you to think about 3 things and just say to yourself, do you know the answers to these questions? So break up, where is your revenue coming from? Do you know where your revenue is actually coming from? And what are the areas that are giving you the best revenue streams? And then the second thing is, what are the product groups in those revenue streams that have the highest margin? You know, when we did this exercise, he came back to me and he said, oh my goodness, that was amazing. You know, there's some products that we have 20% more margin in. If we just focused our marketing on that, that would be amazing. So that's my second question. Do you know your products that have a higher gross profit margin? And then the third question is, do you know what the return of the investment of your marketing is? Do you look at it on a regular basis, every month and every week, and say, okay, where is my money being invested in marketing? And what is the return of investment that I'm getting? Because with this particular client, we found he was investing money in products that were not selling, that had a small margin. So we moved some of that dollar and funneled it to products that had higher margin, and massive difference. Within under a year, he found out that the revenue had gone up 20% just through changing where the marketing was being invested, and also he's now realizing where he's getting a return on investment. So the third question about the products with the highest gross profit margin that I would like to ask you is, if you're in a market that can sometimes be seasonal, are you adjusting your marketing spend to those seasons? Because that was another thing we did, is his products were seasonal. So by being right there at the coalface of knowing, okay, what's doing better than others, we could adjust the marketing spend to adjust it to the actual products that people are buying. So if this sounds like you, I think we should have a conversation, because if you feel like every month you are ripping your dollars that you're spending on marketing and throwing them out the window, you know, it doesn't need to be like that.